and a double helping of gravy.
Oh, it's so fucking hot in here. Oh, it's hot. It's hot in here. I am making a coffee and I will be right there. Mike, testing a mic.
And a double helping of gravy.
I'm a tester, Mike, Mr. Mike, test. Man. Oh, it brings me such joy to see all these posts. All these happy posts. Yes, chat, this is your stream. Take it. Oh, yes. All right, let's do this thing. Let me click the button here, the Buton. What the hell was that? Something popped up. Yes. Who are we listening to now? Full screen projector. Who is this? Oh, of course it's Lo-Fives. She don't love you anymore. Let me swap headsets.
Power off.
Hang those on my nice little. I got a 3D printed hook hanging on the edge of my table. Hey yo, push Butoni receives. Yes, happy Friday indeed. Welcome everybody. Howdy, who all is here? I saw multiple faces. Howdy, Comstar Knight 36, another Nate, Miles A, Slink. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Hope you're all doing fantastic today. I'm feeling kind of positive. Today's gonna be a good day. I was kind of dreading this project again today. I woke up and I was in a funk. I ran out of coffee, so I went and bought some. It is hot and fresh. Best thing for a hot day, right? More hot things, hot liquids in your belly. Anyhow, recapping where we're at. We hit these boys with some cleaning, some priming, we got a nice, very subtle Xandri dust to buff gradient. So they have a distinct top that is like much lighter than the lower regions. And we're gonna hit these boys with their green stripings first. I think that's the way. So to fill y'all in and inform you where my mind sits on this project, I think what we're gonna do, we're gonna start with our refractive green, work with our refractive green and paint on the stripes for these lads. And if I had my phone, I could pull up the reference pic. In fact, I'm gonna go grab it real quick, so bear with me while I hit a BRB button. And just to make Baba Bezos happy, I'm also gonna tag that ad button. Feel free to skip the ad if it gives you one. I'm not asking you ever to watch them, but I'll BRB. I have control over the ads here. Yes, yes I do. Oh, it pushed an ad out to me here on my monitor. Oh, fucking ass, dude. Let me make sure I'm on all messages. Let's do it. Yep. Sometimes it changes my settings. Enjoy the ad. Fucking ads. I hate them. I do. I genuinely despise the ads, but there's not much I can do about it if I expect my videos to get pushed. So embrace it. Okay, so returning to the thought process here about these models. There's a few spots where the spray didn't quite get down into, and I think to address that, we're going to hit these lads first with their dark stripe. We're going to run the refractive green down them in a stripy pattern. And then let me get up this this reference image again for y'all. Where is my messages? Dig into the messages. Here we go. A refresher as to what we're looking at. We're going to have these substantial big streaks of green, and it looks like the example here has some highlights in the tan color. So I think our overall plan is going to be to run the big stripes in the refractive green, and then maybe do a second layer of the Russian uniform World War II as it approaches the top. And then we're going to hit them with a ink wash to pull out the all the little crevasses, and we'll go from there. But we'll worry about those next steps as we get to them. First, we're going to start with our refractive green and really dig in and get going on these today. Even though I used the airbrush to put down the original Xandri dust into buff, you could just as easily do that with a big fat bottom brush and some dry brushing techniques. So this still remains a beginner friendly. Where's my paper towels? I gotta hit the BRB button again real quick. I gotta get my paper towels. Be right back. Holy moly. I think after 70 of these streams, I would be more prepared for them. All right, I'm here. I have this almost done roll. Almost done. Okay. We'll dig in now. I want to kind of start sopping up some of this gray we were working on last night. Did a little more painting on the project, the other project I've been working on last night, and I would rather that paint not get mixed in. So let's pick up this gray and the black, and we get this thin enough, it should dry out to where that won't influence our paint. And we can begin. All right, so first we want a little bit of our refractive green, and Onilab's going to help us with that. Prepare, that is not how the Cameron do. Yeah, that is true. It is true. It is true. I try to prepare too. Like, there's been a few streams lately where I try to prepare, and I find myself not ready still. Even with like plenty of run-up time. All right, so refractive green, very nice looking color, very desaturated, dark green. There's something going on in that. There was a thick section of that. Not sure what's going on there. As always, we're going to use my favorite Winsor & Newton Galleria fluid retarder. And I just want a drop of that in there to slow down the drying process of this. And then we're going to go, let's try 2 drops for now. We can always add more if we need. All right. My face is sweaty. Now, let's dig in with our... I think this 4-brush might actually work for what we're doing. It has a stray hair I want to get rid of first. Get rid of that. And then I do need a mixing brush. And I thought I had a 6 floating around here somewhere. ¿Dónde estás tú? I don't see it. Is this you? This is another 4. It'll work. Let's give it a good clean, because I never do. Pop out S-tone. Little dribble. And a swizzle dizzle. Ah, yeah, that's absolutely disgusting. You'd think I'd learn and clean one of these brushes. Now I want a pair, refreshing and juicy with just a hint of astringent. I do love a good pear. I like those, the green ones. Set the d'Anjou pear, or are those the more yellowy ones? I like the green pears, and you get a nice and ripe one, and you put it in the fridge. My dad taught me this trick, and they are so good when they are like ice cold. Well, not ice cold, but fridge cold. I really do love a nice cold pear. They're really good that way. So much better than without it. All right, now let's wick away the acetone, because we're about to swizzle this brush in that little puddle of paint. Oh yeah, once again, like, if y'all ain't got a bottle of acetone at your hobby desk, I recommend it. Get you one. Next time you're doing like an Amazon order or going to like a Dollar General, wherever you're at, and if you can recall to pick one up, acetone. Acetone's good stuff to have around. Where else you get acetone? Hardware store? The big tin of it there. I think we're still a little too thick here, so my instinct was right. We're gonna put another drop of water in that guy. Thin it out a little more. We're not necessarily trying to get this down to the too thin coats like consistency, but I do want it to spread smoothly without creating a problem. Let's clean that brush off. All right. And we shall begin. And I think we're going to begin with our Black Knight. This is the most straightforward section, and we're just gonna run stripes down it with this big old brush. We'll get those, plot them out in a real rough fashion. And I think what we'll also do is we'll include terminations of these. Like, we're not going to have them just everywhere. It's not, we're not striping it like a barber pole where it just goes everywhere. Right? We want these inclusions to end every now and then. And when we end them, we'll bring them to like a nice little taper point. But the idea here is to, we're not going to overthink it. We're just going to go. Just going to go, just going to put it on. If you find yourself thinking like, oh, should I have it there? The answer is no. If you have to think about it, you're overthinking it. Just go with the flow. It is the tendency of the human painter to want to include patterns, to make repetitions, to put order to a thing that should be distinctly disordered. And in doing so, you're going to defeat the point of the camo. Stripes, yeah. Private Johnson's in trouble. Johnson. Private Johnson. I know what you're referencing. I apologize. I had some leftovers and they made me lemmy. I don't know if any of y'all get that way, but I'm finding that doughy breads make me have to clear my throat. I may have a gluten sensitivity. And it is really annoying when you're trying to talk and you have to stop and clear your throat. Again and 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 again. I guess maybe I shouldn't eat lunch before doing these things. All right. Ah, yes. Make sure to drop it a few times. That's an important part of the process. All right, so this guy's looking just about ready. I think we want some more striping on the arm. I can't hold on to this thing for some reason. All right, here we go. I think it's because I'm trying to avoid touching any of the paint areas. Look, I see a support I missed. Shame for shame. Let's continue this stripe. I see some marring right here, and we're going to use that marring as an excuse to put on a little extra green. Just going to cover it over. We're looking for spots now that are like don't have their silhouette broken up enough, so we're going to run down it. Oh, it's so thick.
Comstar Knight 36 donated a $4.99 super chat. Get yourself some water.
Get yourself some
also,
water.
the camo is looking nixie.
Nixie. What was that? You got robbed. You just got robbed there. And I will get some water. I got some Crystal Geyser sparkling water. Yeah, I can't believe it did that. Why did it do that? Here, can I let's see, you do... How would you make that say nice, but like really long nice? I don't know how to do it. I'm sitting here, I'm trying to type one out to send its own, but like, I don't know. She said Nixie. Look, that's how you spell Nixie, by the way. N-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I Yes, Nixie. Nixie. I don't understand the rules here. But I do think that on the plus side, Mr. Comstar Knight, you have single-handedly plumbed the depths of the rules of what this TTS lady will allow and how she behaves. Also, thank you for the kind donation, mister. As far as the clearing the throat thing, I think, again, I think I'm developing a gluten allergy. I had some leftover pizza, and it's just like the phlegm production in my throat is like ramped up 1,000-fold from doing that, and it happens every time. Which makes sense. My grandmother has a gluten sensitivity, so it does run in the family. All right, there we go. One more little stripe there. I think the silhouette is nice and broken up. I kind of want to extend this stripe a little bit onto the back. So we'll do that, and we're just going to adhere to the same rules. We're just going to hit these lads with some stripes. Get them looking good. Also, let me take a moment here. See if I can zoom this in to where y'all can kind of see. It's not perfect, but our putty fill right here, once we put a stripe across that, you'll never know there was a hole. And who was the other one? It was on the Awesome, I think. Awesome, same deal. You pretty much can't tell that that was there. In fact, we'll paint the Awesome next. Let's put a stripe right across it. We're just gonna break up that silhouette even more. The base coat for the camo came out nice. Yeah, I agree. I was just gonna do the contrast, do the like shading and highlight all in one layer, but I think this was a better idea anyways, because now we have that like that subtle gradient, which probably doesn't read too well on the camera. Unfortunately. But we're just going to put some shapes down. We're going to continue hitting it, and then we'll ink wash it, and that'll give us that that little bit of shading we're kind of missing at the moment. All right. And here, because we're going to be globbing this paint on, this is why I want the nice thin color. I want that acrylic to dry out in a really, really thin layer and not eat up any details. I do love a good operational camo mech paint scheme.
Well, butter my biscuit.
I think I really do need to make a piece of content about camo made easy, or like like a 4 different camo patterns piece of content. Is that something y'all think you would watch? Tell you what, if you're finding this via the algorithm after the fact, let me know down in the comments if that's something you'd watch. If you want to see camo content for these mechs. There's so many like regimental color schemes that we work on that it's really easy to forget that most mechs would be in operational camo. What size brush you using for the stripes? This is a Princeton Select Round size 4. So this brush comes in the I don't have the package anymore. Comes in a 5-pack for $8.95. And these are really, really fine, high-quality golden Taclon. So it's a synthetic. Unfortunately, they're going to wear out really quick, but they do hold a very nice point and far outperform their price point. 4th poll option, Chet Hanks. I vote for that one. Oh, fuck. I forgot Chet Hanks. How could I? How could I? I think he's a write-in candidate, though. Slink says, Country Fried Minis, oh, by the way, that updated dropship file should be good. Did a test print, and there's no breaches. Excellent. How many camo patterns can I paint in one infinite timeline? If you have infinite time, necessarily adding infinity into the equation means the output is infinity. Next week, I'm going to swan dive into an ogre's urethra. Well, those of y'all out there who don't know the significance of that, make sure you come by and check out the Tabletop Tuesday shenanigans. It'll make sense there. Oh yeah, I just stopped because I found a support that I need to clip off. Where's my chisel tip? I bet it's buried under all this stuff. My workspace is a sight, y'all. It is messy, messy, messy. There it is. I got so much going on just right off camera, just like right here. It so often looks like a bomb has gone off in my corner. So I got a support right here up under the arm. I'm going to use this chisel tip to directly press on it and hopefully not mar the paint too bad. I can always touch it up, but ideally, and it snapped right off. Ideally, we don't want to have to touch it up at all. I've got some fine point. Those tweezers suck. These meet at a point. So many of my tweezer tips are slightly bent. How about y'all? Yeah, those come to a point. Let's get that out of here. There we go. There's the offending little bugger right there. Okay, dealt with. Video title suggestion. What's the video title suggestion? I don't think I want to. Dental pick. Dental pick. I have one dental pick that I use for... And I don't know if it's actually a dental pick. I think it is just a sculpting tool. But it's basically a dental pick. It's got a pick tip. And then it's got this like flat thingamabob that I get a lot of good work done in sculpting. And it lives in my little tool jar. Here, let me show you all my tool jar. The thing I just about stab myself every time I reach over to touch this thing, to grab a tool out of it. All the sharp bits are sticking up. Naturally. How else would I store those things? And that is in an artichoke jar. Artichoke heart jar. Let's bring this back out. Alright, continuamos. We're going to examine the spot we just cut, and I think it's okay. It looks fine to me. We're going to continue striping our awesome. I think we want one right across the arm here. Make sure to throw the model onto your wet palette and risk ruining the paint job. Very important part of the process. Extremely important even. I'm just gonna blob on this color. No rhyme or reason. Well, I guess there is reason in that we're trying to break up the silhouette. We have a weird layer thing happening right here. So we're gonna cut that. We're gonna break that silhouette by running a stripe across it. Yeah, and I think I want to broaden this one a little bit. We're just using a big fat brush. Makes it a little easier to achieve the desired result. And I want some more on the back of these legs here in a way that doesn't impinge too much on... I touched that wet paint. We don't want to impinge too much on the pattern, so I think in this case what we're going to do is we're going to follow this pattern up and around the back. And even though I said we're not striping it like a barber pole, we're basically doing like a partial barber pole striping. All right, I think that is enough. We don't want to overdo it. The primary color of these guys is the tan after all. I say that and I need to clean that up a little bit. There we go. It's two down. A nose thumbing, if you will, at the ridiculous YouTube painting channel. Oh, I see. With the whole the infinite thing. Nightbot reminding folks to show your love of the channel with a fabulous t-shirt from our Threadless store. Make sure to message me on Discord if you buy one, and I'll give you the code to get it at producer cost. Because Threadless is a little on the pricey side, admittedly. We just added a coffee cup. I haven't ordered one yet. But I should probably drink coffee out of a Country Fried coffee sipping cup. Okay, who's next? Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt, we're just gonna boom. We're gonna hit it. We're not gonna think about it. I'm gonna rub it with the tip of our tool until it's nice and moistened and has a stylish new stripe. Yes. Sharing our creamy fluids with our chassis. Let's put one up here too. We are trying to create like a regularity. I'm guessing that having all these stripes kind of going in the same pattern functions much the same way as like dazzle camouflage would. You know, it's gonna break up the silhouette, but also like try to confuse the viewer as to the direction of travel. Maybe it's to reflect the topography of the region, perhaps. You ought to panel blind those, you know, to make it take even longer. Oh yeah. Also, Nathan, I want to acknowledge, I was watching back the VOD. I did catch your super chat and didn't really acknowledge it. It got swept up in the hype of a slots gamble for 1 million biscuit coins. But I saw your silly Dutch submission talking about penis, and it is well appreciated. Thank you for your kind donation, mister. For those of you out there who don't know about the whole Dutch thing, we have a Dutch member of the community, and I guess we have all latched on to poking some fun at the Dutch language in the Discord. Because it does look silly. You got to admit, it looks silly. But none of it is coming from a mean place. All right. This should probably extend all the way across the back. There we go. I want something in this region. So we're just gonna start it kind of here. Start it here and bring it down and across. You know, this paint scheme reminds me of some of my little tanks and trucks from childhood that were like Desert Storm toys. Also, a dark camo color would be killer for the joints and gun ports in lieu of a metallic, like German brown black or whatever it's called. Ooh, interesting. I don't know. I think I kind of like that idea. Like a German brown black. I think I have that color. It probably came in my Panzer Aces camo set. Again, a set, I know it's one I talk about a lot, but I highly recommend that set. It's like 30-something bucks, and it comes with, I want to say it's 16 colors and a paintbrush. Okay. And this arm needs a stripe as well. Let's break up that. Don't want to overdo this. I want the overall tone of these models to be tan. That's looking all right there. Let's extend this one a little bit. No rhyme or reason, just by feel. And that looks okay to me. We'll move on to the next one. I almost just rinsed my brush in my clean water. Wet Australian death spiders. 82% moist. Lasagna Australian death spiders. You made a pan of lasagna with 51 layers and gave 87 slices to Australian death spiders. 42 trays of lasagna have been given. I bought one of those Princeton brushes today that had a nice size 3. Princeton's the way. They're really good. Well, let me say that I have not tried their like normal line. I've only tried the Great Value and the Select. But I swear by them. In fact, if I were to just pull out this whole jar's worth of brushes, you can see I've got a single makeup brush and some Nice Pros, but all these blue handles, those are all Princeton. Back in the jar with you. Wait, that's a pony thing? The jar thing, was the jar happening, was that a Clop thing? What went in the jar? What was the original jar thing on the old Reddit? Camel Scream of Paella. Oh my god. Thunderbolt's one of those sculpts where I like both PGI and CGL versions. I agree. I actually think I like the PGI better. Honestly. Everything's a pony thing if you have patience. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Nope, nope, nope. Nope. Let's do one of these. Is it Oni Lab? Is it just Oni Lab like that? See if I can remember my own redeems. Yeah. If you know that sound effect, you know. Give this a stir. My paint's starting to separate a little bit. It's actually starting to dry out a little bit. So let's find our fluid retarder. We're going to add a drop in to thin it back out and to slow down the drying. 1 drop. Okay. There we go. Yes. Also, a brief apology to the community today. Normally, Fridays would be an editing session where you could share your things in the chat and we could put them up on the big screen. I'm very, very far behind in some painting, so we got to paint today. You're thinking about the box, yes. Sus, Dancy Penguins with the happy feet. 90% sus. I'm inclined to agree with that on Nightbot. Yes. Also, Nightbot is reminding folks I do commission painting. If you like your own commission just like this set, check out the offers over at fiverr.com/thurstonstudios. We got a 1-month turnaround time, and your models will get painted on stream. So check it out. If you want some models, if you want to show support for what I'm doing, get some models that you don't have to paint and get to see the whole process in a mildly entertaining fashion. Make sure to check it out. All right, here we go. I think this is a little too thin now. I think that 1 drop was a little too much. It was. We're going to add another drop of paint back into it. One drop of paint back in. Refractive green. Give it a good stir. It's starting to perform a little bit like a wash, which is unfortunate. Give it a good stir. Stir, stir, stir. Clean the brush. Let's go again. Let's pick a different spot so that can dry out. We're going to run a stripe right here, right across the front of our missile tubings. Yeah, it's a little better. Little better. It's still performing really thin. I think I may have broke it a little bit. It was on the edge of being broke, I believe. Sucks when you break a good sauce. All right, now we also want to take a toothpick. I hope a toothpick is big enough. And I want to jam in all those little holes. I don't think it's sharp enough. It's not sharp enough. We're going to get that dental pick. I'm panicking a little bit here because these holes are going to clog over. Maybe just blowing on them. Yeah, that did the trick. Okay. I don't want to film to clog the missile holes or the rocket tube holes. Ooh. Man, blasting that gambling. I was looking at the gambling numbers, by the way. I couldn't quite figure out how to increase or decrease the amount that it would let you gamble. So we got this little split that's happened here on the cockpit. I think we're going to embrace that and just turn that into a split in the camo. Or in the stripe, I should say. I also see that I've made a mess with the blowing here. So we're going to clean it up some. All right, let's get our stripes here, and then we're gonna blow on those again. I cannot believe how well that works. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. All right, now we can continue as normal. Push that around. Still sitting here thinking about the idea of using like a dark color instead of a metallic in the joints. And I'm really liking that idea quite a bit. We shall see when we get there. Just blasting this guy with stripes of color. Starting to wrap around the back, so we're just going to keep going with that. Cut it across the foot there. Blowing can get quite messy. Ah, yes, yes, yes. Redeem all your base, all your bass. Inferno SRMs. Ooh. I would like to get some more BattleTech centric redeem videos set up. That would be really fun. I don't know what to do with it though. I can maybe record some stuff in MechWarrior 5 and edit it down to a little 5-second clip of like blowing up an urban mech or something. That could be fun. I would say let me know if you have any ideas for redeem videos, but there is a limited number of slots. So, yeah. We gotta be well worth it and reasoned. Okay, we got one stripe on this leg. I think we could put another one down in this region. Just want to break it up. Wherever your little heart tells you to put the stripe is where the stripe goes. We're gonna do one right here. Time attack. Time attack. Bringing it back with the time attack. All right, I think that looks pretty good. I think this stripe should maybe extend onto the... This stripe should extend onto the side here, kind of up this way. Yeah. There we go. Good enough. Next, that is one lance done. You know, you ought to streaking grime these guys with the airbrush. I don't actually own any streaking grime. I know, sad. It's something I need to add to my collection. I think I am going to oil wash them in the end. Not sure yet. Not till I get there. Exclamation point overrated Shadowhawk. I agree. I'd even argue Shadowhawk is just objectively bad. It doesn't do anything well. And like in theory, in the wider universe, I understand why you'd have Shadowhawks in your regiment. a cheap line mech that does a lot of things. Jack of all trades, nice and nimble, easy to maintain, easy to reload, all that good stuff. Makes perfect sense. Is it a good mech? No. Bad mech. In the scope of I'm facing my opponent's mechs and not doing like peacekeeping operations or garrison duty or fighting, you know, militias. It's bad. It's a bad mech. Now, you give me a Shadowhawk versus a bunch of like tanks and infantry and stuff. Got any enamels? No, I don't have enamels. My collection is largely, let's see, mostly Vallejo right here, Citadel there, and then a bunch of golden and apple barrel up there. A lot of mechs that are objectively bad. Yeah, and I love that they exist in the universe. I would love to play with more of that bent, to be honest. The historical, the you know, the storyline minded way of playing. It seems fun to me. But it also seems like a bunch of number crunching. And who's got time for that? I mean, heck, people don't even have time for classic Battletech anymore. That's why Alpha Strike exists. Love that farty scent. Continue to break up these silhouettes. I'm starting to run out of refractive green. I need to mix a new puddle. What's here is getting thinned by the wet palette. I hope I have enough to get through this mech. I think I do. I think I have enough left to do that. Then we're gonna need to mix up a new one here. Water-based acrylics. Yeah, a lot of them. I want some rundown cassette future space night shit. Space opera western. Yeah, exactly. Alcohol-based acrylics are also interesting. I don't think I've tried any yet. Said like the Vallejo's True Metallic line. Or True Metal. I can't remember the name of it. Yeah, I'd love to try them out. Honestly, I may need to throw a couple $100 into expanding my hobby supplies. Unfortunately, I am a creature of habit and tend to stick to some of like just what I know. Which is good for getting consistent results, just really bad for growth. Alright, let's see if we can't hold this in such a way that I can get some striping on this arm. Right down there. That got a little too fat, but that's fine. You can work with it. They don't all need to be thin stripes. They do need to terminate in thin points, though. I think that looks pretty darn rootin' tootin' tasty. I was gonna go with something else there, but my brain shut off. Alright, cool. That is probably enough striping for this lad. And let's mix up a new batch of our refractive green. True Metal's more of an alcohol mixture, but the metal color medium has a good deal of alcohol in it. Airbrush thinner is also IPA based and works great if you want to move away from water. Favorite part is the porn guitar. Yes, I prefer water for brushwork though. Yeah, that makes sense. I agree. A little bit more refractive green. Let's go with a slightly bigger puddle this time, because I want to put 2 drops of our retarder in it. That way it doesn't, you know, dry out on the palette. I use a pretty dry, wet palette compared to some folks. I like to have a little more control over the consistency of my paint. Alright. I'm going to use another 4 brush to stir this. Heck, even using a brush to stir this is foreign to me. I used to use the back end of the brushes all the time when I was a dry palette user. And I have noticed that when I try to use the back end of the brush now, I tend to rip the parchment paper. Which, speaking of dry, feels a little dry. So we'll get out our little squeeze bottle. And just add a little bit extra water into the sponge. Just a bit. There we go. It's a little wetter than I'd like. Actually, I put a little bit too much, so let's wick some off the top. Anywhere we got some spillover. Paper towels. India Pale Ale, yes. Isopropyl? I have isopropyl. I keep isopropyl on hand in spades. Let's see. This is a great value. A Princeton True Value, and this is a Princeton Select. These are the same size. There you go. That's just the ADHD brain wandering. Alright, Mr. Battlemaster, let's get you striped up. I kind of want to do a Lyran Lance with a Battlemaster in it. We'll do a Battlemaster and a Zeus, maybe. Battlemaster, Zeus. What's a good Mistly boy? This kind of Lyran flavored. Could default and put a catapult in there, but that seems a little boring. Could go mid Fedcom with it and put a Hauptmann in there as well. That'd be fun. What about the Axeman variant with the LRMs and Lyran colors? That could be fun. Trebuchet? Trebuchet in Lyran colors, would that work? Hauptmann is a cigar lad. Yeah, and they like... They lost a little bit of that with the resculpt. It makes me sad. Like, that irreverence is Battletech to me. Irreverent silliness in our cassette future. In fact, fully, like just a full play on the idea of cassette future. I think if I run a MechWarrior RPG, I'm gonna give my pilots cassette tapes as like magical items, basically. You can play it in your cockpit for certain bonuses depending on the tape you plug in. Make you work with the Snords Irregulars to go find cassettes out in the world, in the galaxy. All right, that's looking kind of cool. Let's put a smaller stripe down here on that foot. We'll break up that silhouette a little bit, and we need more on this arm right here. It's looking a little flat. I think we want it up and across this. Battlemaster looking good. There we go. Stripey boy. What a large lad. Into the assembled stack. Trebuchet looted from the free wars. Like, yes. Battletech is supposed to be a little tongue-in-cheeks. Yes. Yes, it is. That's why we have Natasha Karinsky. Oh, you're back down to 33.25. I'm gonna boost you, Mr. Emery. How much boost am I gonna give you? Let's see. Let's do this many. I'm gonna boost you. Let's see if that works. Okay, who's next? Let's do this little spider boy. Let's do this little spider. Same deal. This one will go quick though, because he's so small. He's so small. Is a spider SMOL small? I think so. No, I don't think it is actually. He's not cute enough. I think Commando is more SMOL small. And the Flea. Flea is SMOL small. I like the Flea because it looks silly while it runs. Spider, they are jackasses. Spider pilots deserve to be shot. They can't be SMOL small. Now, if you painted one up in Nyan Cat colors, would that elevate it to SMOL small? I gotta do a Nyan Cat mech now. A little bit of a green up here. There's like a weak spot in the spray up top. I think we're gonna mask that with our green here. Just breaking up that little silhouette. Such a small model. SMALL's model. It ain't small, it's lanky. Yeah, it's funny. I think I'd have to go with something silly for my theme, either Madonna or Aqua. Yes, I like it. It is a leafy number. It's 40-something feet tall. Yeah, but he's a little baby compared to others. I kind of picture a spider as like a chassis that your like random rich friend might actually have one and would show it off. Even though he's a civilian. And one day he kills himself in a tragic accident trying to show off in that thing. All right, we are swimming along, y'all. 7:07, we're only an hour in, and we have, I can't math. That's 7 chassis have been striped. We got 5 more to go, and then we can start hitting these with a wash. Just gonna hit this thing with some stripes. Pow. Pick a spot, go. Pick a spot, go. That's all it is. Pick a spot, go. Hit it with the big brush so it will intentionally make a mess of the area. Glooping it on, run it across stuff. We got some weak coverage here, so we're just gonna plow right across it. Break it up. Hide our crimes with the camo. It's a little packed in there. Let's try to absorb some. Alright, where's the next stripe? Next stripe starts from the inside of this leg and it runs down and across the foot. Kind of hit this flow state almost. What if it was a custom Spode variant? Then it gets small? Funny. It's a fancy double firepower wasp that can jump and keep up with the locust. It is true. He's not cute though. He's a menace. I'm not saying it's a bad chassis by any means. I am saying it's not cute. Spider not cute. And then even worse, you have the Venom out there. It's just a big spider. I regret joining those two stripes together. Doesn't look good. Oh well, we're gonna live with it. It's there. Let's run a stripe across this missile bank. Boom, just like that. I'm gonna try to absorb these out of the holes too. I don't want those holes getting clotted. This might be Toothpick Town. It is Toothpick Town. Yay! Just the right size. Just don't want any of those getting glazed over. Pop, 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 pop. Thank you for the popcat. Yes. One of my favoriteest sounds. I looked into the origins of the popcat, and I thought it was really interesting how that happened. Basically, the owner of that cat posted a picture of its cat in Discord of the cat in Discord, and one of their friends took and edited it into 2 images and then made a little video. And the rest is history. Damn it, I got green all over this up here. I gotta put another stripe down to cover it. The catapult is especially green. It's fine. It is what it is. I think that's enough green on it though. I think we're there. Yes, that's enough. Get over there, catapult. You are green. As green as you're gonna get. Would Spider cute if you named it Lucas? No. Absolutely not. Imagine if Lucas, like, kept jumping behind you and stabbing you in the back. These mechs are for turkey hunting. Yes, I like it. All right, who's next? We'll do Rifleman. Rifleman, we're going to start your first stripe right across the shoulders. Get this brush nice and wet and then start moving it all around. Take our soppy tool and spread it all over your chiseled form. All over you. Next stripe here, we're going to use it to fill in where we have some poor coverage. And that stripe is going to continue down the arm. Beautiful. I think I set my finger right on that paint. I sure did. We want some right here. Like so. Let's continue this stripe down the back here. Like so. The gamble. Damn, surveillance wizard. Looks like your coins are running a little dry. Let's fix that. This is the green stream after all. Yep. And then it gets yep, there we go. And then we do that, and that, and that, and you hit the go. I think I got it right. Did I spell it right? Unable to find it. You absolute jackass, Streamlabs. I thought I had bad attention span. Streamlabs forgets about people in like, 3.6 seconds-ish. Oh, I gotta admit, this whole applying camo stripes is kind of liberating and terrifying at the same time. You just you put it on there you've been conditioned your entire life to like not go outside the lines when you're painting, and this is nothing but going outside the lines. But there's also a little rhyme and reason to it. You're trying to keep it from looking orderly. While also making it look like a nice clean paint job. Whoop. I'm gonna run green stripe right across this. This one maybe needs to extend a little further. This back shoulder's looking a little weak, so we're gonna bring this up into it. Like so. Right up onto the back. I hope I'm keeping that in frame decently for y'all. Just realized I haven't been paying a lot of attention to that aspect. What's worth a try? Yeah, I gotta admit, Nathan, I would be afraid to mod you. I think you would use your mod powers to troll. In fact, I know you would use your mod powers to troll. 100%. It would happen. Not even a question. Alright, there we go. Rifleman has stripes. And these are all going to get really muted too on the next step. It says if Camo, if it looks right, you did it wrong. Yes. I mean, the human perception is so good at detecting patterns that it's like it's difficult to avoid putting a pattern. Yeah, but I'd lay low for like 8 months till everyone forgot and then go scorched earth. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You come in and like there's a band wave across the channel. Start stripping points. Oh yeah, that's right. Moderators can remove points from people. I think you can also technically transfer points from one person to another. I haven't really figured out all the stuff you can do with CloudBot, to be honest. I know there's features to do like a chat heist, and like betting. Like I could set up bets for people to do big the big wagers on in the chat here. I've seen some of the game streamers do that over on Twitch, but I just don't know how to set it up yet. Like we could start every stream with a bet on, is there airbrushing today? Or like, are the models primed? Will we accomplish more than 3 minutes of editing? Stuff like that. I remember seeing it on, I think it was Pestily. He would put up a poll for Tarkov. Like, will I survive this raid? And then people could gamble their Twitch points for that. I don't know. Fun little tools to keep chat engaged and have the... I just be a use negligent mod. I am tempted to mod you, Emery. I mean, being a mod does have some responsibility. There's like, you know, timeouts and banning. We haven't had to do any bans here, but wait, there was one, wasn't there? Is there a new limit on duels? I haven't figured out how to do it. I haven't figured out how to change it. I forgot to dive in and do a deep dive. My apologies, Tech Noir. I was struggling to figure out where you actually set that. This is basically white. I think I may need to put buff on this guy. I think I may need to put buff down on this one. Nathan says, me and Technor got banned one. Yeah, but that was Nightbot, and she has since been revoked. Her permissions have been revoked. Where is my buff? There it is. No, it's set by the program. Oh, yes. Accept. Accept. Big numbers. I did the only moderating, it was a 30-second. Yeah, that's what I remember. Ooh, big duel. Big duel. Technor won the duel versus Country Fried Minis and won 9999 points. Feels good, man. Congrats. All right, so I'm having to put out a little bit of buff here. I don't know if y'all can see, but this whole top of the mech is basically still white. Coverage was not adequate and I missed that. Octopus man. Alright, so we're gonna thin down some buff real quick. And we're gonna spread it all over this here Shadowhawk's shoulder. Alright, here we go. Just gonna start jamming this in there. It's not the same quality of coverage as before, but this one is, there's too much for me to not clean up. All the other ones that have a little bit of poor coverage, that'll get fixed by the washes. This is just like, I must have not hit it from this angle, and that left a disappointing finish. But you know, sometimes you get caught up in all the time you've spent doing it already, and like, you just run out of steam. Can't be expected to hit every angle every time. Not built for that.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez. A reminder to folks to come on over to the Country Fried Minis Discord and share your work.
Oh, jeez.
Link in the chat. There's a link in the description down below. If you're not already a member, come on over. We have a lot of fun over there. Lots of in-universe discussions, meta development, and really fun times. Really, really cool crowd over there.
Baba Bezos needs your
Oh
money.
shit! All right, I got to do a BRB screen to go across the room and do that. Chat has demanded an ad break. So y'all...
Well, you want to woo-woo? It's that woo-woo.
It's also a moment for me to fill my coffee.
Some neighbors are saying way too loud.
That's only in the morning. He supposed to be up cooking breakfast or somebody, and so that's like an alarm clock. Woo-woo!
There you go. Enjoy the ad. And I'll fill my coffee and be right back.
Oh, jeez.
That's about right. Mr. Emery, that's about right. Thank you for the ad break. I was looking for a moment to hop up and fill my coffee anyways. You need a mobile controller for OBS? Yeah. Miles A says, man, that board gear always looks so tasty. That's funny. It kind of does. It's the face. It's the face the guy makes when he's looking at that burger. So, ooh, you know that. You set up phones like a Stream Deck controller? Interesting. Compliance check, does everyone have penis in hand? No, 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 no. No, you don't. It's the other way. You don't watch the streams with penis in hand. Fucking A. Oh boy, oh boy. Ah, jeez. Jeez. Here we go, let's do. It's so hard to type on sometimes. I'm typing on an old BlackBerry Key 1 up here, so it's like a physical keyboard. There we go. Is that working? Oh, jeez. Is it really making me verify? Gonna make me verify my own channel? Shame for shame.
So thick.
Country Fried Minis donated a $5 super chat. Do not watch Country Fried Minis streams while holding your wieners.
You heard the lady. It's the super chats to myself from myself are always very funny to me because I get like 80% of that back anyway. So I can't eat a corn dog during stream. No, you can eat a corn dog. You just can't type penis in the super chat and have it accept it. Oh, I fucked up by not saying hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog. I'll do it to demonstrate. No. That's wrong. Back. How do I go back? Back. This. And then you do right here. And emoji, and then you find the food. And you do bow, bow, bow. And then you do, yeah. Just like that. And you buy and send. This should be a good one. It's really making me enter my password again. You fucking scumbag phone. There we go. Verify. It's been a while since we had one of these. I forgot all about it. Is this the right color? Is that the right color?
So thick.
New redeem hot dog.
Country Fried
I
Minis
wonder if we
donated a
could get away
$2 super chat. Tomato hot dog, 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 pizza, hamburger, avocado, broccoli, hot dog, bacon, baguette, bread, hot dog.
Bacon baguette hot dog. I'm doing a hungry Wendy's or Waffle Hoos. Man. As a vegan, I wouldn't do the Wendy's anymore, but Wendy's always hit a soft spot for me. So there was one like up the road from my grandparents' house down in Florida. I would, whenever I'd go visit them, and I'd do like a walk in the evening, I'd walk down to Wendy's and get the little, what's the little burger they did with the bacon on it? The junior bacon cheeseburger, and a fry and a soda pop. Man, that was such an awesome little evening treat.
Oh, jeez.
Spicy chunk and chicken flaps. I used to work at a Wendy's. Wendy's is good quality beef, good quality burgers. It's funny that they do the selling point of the chicken, but the chicken is like, it kind of meh. The burgers is where it's really at. Used to drive me nuts because I had people on the shift I worked on that would not, they would not rotate things properly in the walk-in cooler, and I would end up having to haul gigantic stacks of meat. Well, the burgers are square because we don't cut corners. They also have they did this thing called the 4-corner press. So like, you put the patty on the grill, and then they have these big heavy spatulas, and they press down the 4 corners, and then they don't mess with it. So you got a little bit of both worlds. You got a little bit of that like smash burger, but you also get some of that like that whole adage of cooking your ground beef without messing with it. Man. And now that I'm articulating this, I did not realize that I held this position about Wendy's burgers. Now, for me, Waffle House was always best when you were pissed drunk and it was 3 o'clock in the morning.
Jeez.
Of course, I don't drink anymore either. I'll mess with your ground beef. Don't threaten me with a good time. All right, we got 2 more lads. 2 more lads that need a striping, and then we can start ink washing. And I think what I'm going to do, since I've been doing so much edge highlighting lately with the other project, I think I'm going to actually just like do a targeted edge highlight on these lads. There's a trick I use with Battletech models where you kind of only concentrate the edge highlights towards the face, the shoulders, the center torso.
Oh, jeez.
Don't mess up that Centurion. That's a rad model. Did you or your coworkers ever make gross abomination sandwiches while you worked there? My friend worked at Wendy's when the Baconator first came out. They maybe eat a septuple Baconator. No, but that does sound like the kind of fast food shenanigans that are prone to happen. I had a good time working at Wendy's, actually. It was a good job. Worst thing that ever happened to me, I was on the closing shift in Deckard, Tennessee, closing at the Wendy's out there. And my manager kept getting on to us for taking so long in closing up. But, like, that's because the other shifts didn't clean up properly.
Oh, jeez.
And we ended up having to do a lot of deep cleaning to, make sure we passed our inspections. So we have this time crunch. They're like, you need to be out of there by a certain time. It's the end of the night. I'm having to get rid of a whole bunch of chili. A whole bunch of chili got improperly rotated, and we had to throw it out. And for lack of a better container, I double bagged a grease bag and put all that chili into the grease bag. And it was huge. Just holding it like this, kind of waddling to the door. And it's 2:30 in the morning. We have to be out of there by 3. And I get about 10 feet from the back door, and that bag burst. And chili covered the entirety of the back room in a greasy, chili mess. It was a good night. Told my manager to fuck off after I stayed too late that night.
Oh, jeez.
So thick. It's so thick.
Nathan donated a $2 super chat. It puts the pony in the jar when it's told hot dog, horse, blowfish, orangutan.
Hot dog, horse, blowfish, orangutan. Also, thank you for the generous donation, Nathan. Thank you. It is, these fun little TTS donations are, by and large, what makes this channel work and continue to be a commercial viability. Thank you so much. Also, I don't put it in the jar. I put it in the corner. I mean, what? There is no pony. No ponies here. Only cat girls. It is extra thick, isn't it? Oh, Lord. The Centurion. I kind of like the Centurion. It is a mech that I could not have cared less about. And playing both MechWarrior 5 and the BattleTech strategy game kind of sold me on the Centurion. Same with the Blackjack. I couldn't give a damn less about the Blackjack, and they are great in those games.
And a double helping of gravy.
Double helping of gravy all over that pony in the jar. I mean, what are you talking about? Okay. We need some more striping on this back here. I think we're going to extend this stripe across the thigh and up. And we need some on the arms. That one was a fun one to voice over. Blackjack do a good punch. Blackjack can't punch, it has no hands. My Death Commando Lance has a Blackjack. I gotta paint that next. Too many mechs to paint. Too little time. Too many projects. Too many projects, too many cooks. Let's see if there's a good spot to grip this guy. And we want to run a stripe. They're kind of coming down this way. So we're going to do one right there. Right across that shield. We're going to beef it up. Put that onto the elbow too. Down onto the hand as well. And we want to run some right here too. We continue that stripe onto this part, and that's looking pretty decent, I think. Any of that look like it needs more? Not particularly. This side looks a little bare, so we're going to put some across that ankle right there. And then the inside of this leg looks a little bare, so we're going to extend this bit to that stripe so it wraps around. Oh, fuck, I put my thumb on that. There we go. Anything look bare back here? His booty, maybe. Yeah, I think his butt needs a little bit right here. There we go. Looks good to me. Silhouette's broken up. Set that down. All we have left is the Axeman and the corrections on our Shadowhawk. And I think we'll just do the corrections real quick because that looks dry. There we go. We just needed some on this arm. And it's going to get a stripe right here. Now, we'll just extend this one down into the elbow. And we're going to run one across the arm here. And again, we're doing this intentionally messy. We're using this big brush to get the splotchy blobbiness to these stripes. Bareback pony pine, disgusting. Disgusting. Karen's against painting handles? No, I do like my one painting handle. Where's it at? I just don't have them on bases at the moment. I like this thing, so I'm not against painting handles. I actually need more of these. In fact, I know I've said this before, but if any of y'all out there would like a single mech painted, whatever color scheme, as long as it's 3D print, painted, mailed to your door, we'll even do a stream about it. I will trade a single mech for one of these old style Citadel handles. Specifically needs to be the big knob. I can't stand the new ones. And you can't get these anymore. So if any of y'all out there, this goes to anybody catching this via the algorithm, join up on the Discord, shoot me a DM if you're interested, and I'll do you a single mech paint up in exchange for a handle. We can exchange addresses and do it that way. Let me know. I'm gonna do one more stripe on this guy. That paint is running a little thin. I think we maybe have enough to get this guy going here. We need to be really careful with this hatchetman because this guy is awfully fragile. Yeah, we're gonna just have to mix up some more. I've never paid for a handle, just put poster tack on a handle adjacent object. Yeah, you're not wrong. I just really like the ergonomics of this one. I got big dumb hands that like to drop things. And this is a nice knob to grab onto, you know. It's right. I wonder what the motivations for making it small were. I imagine there's twofold purpose for like ease of manipulation as well as like saving on material, cheaper production. I mean, I definitely think that all GW decisions boil down to money. Because they are a evil, greedy corporation. I recommend the Gorilla brand poster tack on a prescription bottle. Put play stand in the bottle for weight. Yeah, but I want another GW. I like the GW thing. I want the thing. They didn't get you smaller your hands. We did confirm that. And I think my hands are getting fatter is what it is. And I mean, looking at them, they do look kind of pudgy. I got some pudge going on my hands. Also, maybe I'm bloated from water retention as well. Old fat hand CFM. Too good. All right. One more boy. One more boy who needs his stripes. And then we have a company of mechs that have been enstripened. Ooh. Here you go, fat. Good old fat hands. Hot dog fingers, yes. It's just a redo of the Salad Fingers cartoon from way back when. And he's got hot dog fingers. Hot dogs and hamburgers. I will never understand why the detail went so intricate. You gotta be kidding me, right, meow? You gotta be kidding me, right, meow? You gotta be kidding me, right, meow? Well, we have already established that this can be glued back together. So let's do it again. I think that snapped right along the same seam as before. Let's get... Do I have a guest palette? Do I have a guest palette ready to go? Thought I did. Where's that little Dommy Mommy? There we go. Alright, let's give you some glue. Original mold probably wore out. They decided to change the design to something that would have a longer run life. It looks baller, but it's so... Yeah, it's so fucking fiddly. In fact, did I just lose? Yeah, there we go. You know, I really should have... I really should take some time and put the Hatchet Man in Blender and beef up the hatchet. Because this is like... This is like 1/2 millimeter thick. This part is way too small. That's what she said. But we're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it work. So I think the way to do it here, we get it good and gripped in our tweezers. You know, I'm gonna look at this as an opportunity to temper my rage. That's all this is. Life is giving me a do-over for the same moment that happened on Wednesday's stream. I'm going to hold that in place till it kind of sets a little bit. I think it's on there good enough. I mean, it's such a fiddly part that even like the tension of my finger touching it is threatening to move it around. We need to spread out this glue a little bit thinner so it covers the join. There we go. And then we need a little bit more glue over here. We're going to try to use the tip of this toothpick to paint it on very gently. I want the glue to be across the join. I think that'll do it. Let's just buff that whole area. Let's paint a little extra right here too. I just find it interesting that like the design aesthetic for the Hatchet Man specifically kind of goes against the conventions of the mechs that got used, the design conventions in the mechs for the rest of the game. It is so much more like detailed and surface greebled. It's an interesting choice. Beef up the hatchet, yes. All right. It is repaired. You make sure it's cured. Okay, now what we're gonna do real quick, we're gonna take our, thank you dummy mommy, we're gonna get our Xandri dust out. And I think we're gonna do like a 50-50 mix of the Xandri dust and the buff, maybe a little extra. Yeah, about like that. And we're gonna paint over that section we just did. Do I have a small brush ready to go? Let's use this Nice Pro liner in mystery size. We just want to paint over that new glossy bit right there. And hopefully the acrylic will also help to like reinforce it a little bit since it's such a fine scale. Do the same right here. Just blast a little color over top of that. That's probably going to get painted in some kind of metallic anyways. I still haven't decided if we're going to go with that idea you had or metallics yet, Nathan. I do like the idea of the dark brown for the joints, but metallics is a tried and true method. So even if we do the dark brown for the joints, I still think the gun barrels should probably be done in silver. It's just a cheap visual trick to inform the viewer that is indeed a big metal thing. All right, continue almost. A momentary thanks to all of y'all out there who have spoken with me in Discord and brought to my attention the rage moments here on the streams. It is something that I am struggling with personally. And though I know y'all love to see me lose it and smash things, I think it does adjust the pacing of a stream a little bit. We grow together as a community. Redeem Angry Man Smash. I need a video. Yeah, I think I need an Angry Man Smash. Oh, do I record a video of me smashing a mouse just for you, Nathan? It would be just for you. I think the answer to that is a resounding yes, actually. All right, let's get some stripes on this boy. Let's get some stripes across the feet. There we go. Some camo striping. Burger. I need to adjust that Borgir video as well. It flashes back on for a second. It needs to be extended by about half a second. It needs an extra half second of blackness so it works right. It stays faded out while it disappears. Okay, I think that's looking pretty decent. The hatchet man is interesting in that, like, it's got all these fiddly diddly bits all over it, so it's like it takes the stripes really well. There we go. I think we've broken up that silhouette enough. Oh shit, I got splodges of green all over the head. Okay, I think with that, that is a full company of mech with green stripes. Fiddly diddly doo. Fiddly diddly bits is Atbell. He does the little fiddly diddly. I don't know what nationality he is. I think he's like Swedish or something. Big recommend that channel, by the way. That's ATBEL. Okay, so now we need our brown wash. So it's going to be Agrex Earthshade time. I hope that's not all the Agrex Earthshade I have. Oh, phew, thank goodness. I have the old pot that it's almost empty. And then I have a new pot here. Okay. I wonder if this stuff, because this is such a small amount, and I can actually see like gunk up in the corner, this is going to be darker than regular Agrex. We're not going to use that. We're going to get out some Agrex Earthshade. Is this still coming off gray? It is. Really? Holy moly, that's shocking. Look at that. Am I gonna have to put out a new sheet for this? Let's try to contain it to right here. Fiddly diddly good. Fiddly diddly. It's fun to say. What can I say? What am I looking for? This one?
I am the cream, yeah. The cream of the crop. And there is no one that does it better.
Okay. So we've used our little toothpick trick to apply some Agrex Earthshade to the palette. And we're going to slide that carefully so it doesn't run all around. And I think we're about to just go nuts with this stuff. So before we get too far in, I'm going to clean this brush one more time with a cap full of acetone. Just make sure that all the green is out of it. Yeah, I can see there's a whole bunch of gunk coming off of it. There we go. Set that down for good soaking. Pour the acetone directly in my trash can. And let's dig in. 801, can we get these guys all readied up in an hour? I think so. I think we can do it. All right, so we're going to start top down. We're going to start top down. And I'm kind of feeling like it's already too dark. Let's see. I think it is too dark. Too dark. Too dark. Too dark. Too dark. Let's pat it dry. Let's flood this model with some water real quick. And clean all that off. I'm gonna reduce that by, I don't know, like 30%. Let's get some water. We'll go, what, like 5 drops? Maybe 6 drops. We'll go 6 drops. All right, we'll thin this out. We want our agrax nice and thin. I want it to stain the model. Just the staining effect was a little too much. Nightbot reminding folks the best way to directly support my channel is over on Patreon. There's a link in the chat. There's also a link in the description down below. If you have extra funds that you'd be willing to kick down towards the channel, this is me asking for your support to make all this possible. This is my job at this point, and it is viewers like you that make it all possible. Who's that? Ah, yes. All right, here we go. Let's dig in. That is marginally better. I think it's still too dark, honestly. Yeah, it's still too dark. Still too dark. Still too dark. We're going to reduce this by a factor. I think maybe 6 drops isn't enough. We're going to go with let's do 12 more in it, because that almost had no effect. Hi all, glad to catch another live stream. Well, howdy, Mr. Bill Cedarheath. Welcome to the stream. We're working another session on our my brain no one of words here. This is a set of camo clad mercenaries for a commission. I do commissions over on fiverr.com/ThurstonStudios, and they're affordable, and yeah, we paint them on stream. We've just finished putting the stripes, the green stripes on these lads, and now we're digging in with the, yeah, that's much better. Much, much, much better. We're going to coat these all over with some Agrax Earthshade. And I'm going to start from the top down, because I want to push the amounts from the top down onto the rest of the body. And in hindsight, I probably should have gone ahead and done the brown joints before doing this, but this is fine. We're going to use some liquid talent to enhance what we've already done, seeing as we went with the solid color instead of the contrast paint. But the beauty is, because we're doing like a desaturated camo green, this refractive green color, instead of like a nice saturated green, the Agrax Earthshade is really going to unify these two tones and make it work really well. I mean, it's not going to give you the best result, right? You're not going to get competition winning results by using this as such a integral part of the scheme. But if you're painting a bunch of mechs and you need to get them done, have them looking good while also saving time, like in the case with the commission, this is the way. I really love the base coat ink wash follow-up method. I use it on my own Infinity Forces. Those of y'all who know and have seen the Candy Core know that I put solid color, heavy Nuln Oil wash, rebuild up the base tone, and then highlight. On these, we're going with a lighter wash of the Agrax Earthshade to save having to rebuild the base tones. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit these with the wash and set them aside to dry. And then when they dry, we'll go back in with our highlight tones, just right to the highlights. In the case of the tan, we're gonna use buff. And on the refractive green, it's going to get the, what was this color called? Russian Uniform World War II by Vallejo. I've got a request for you if you're up for it. I'm struggling with supports on Sylogy's mechs. As you print his stuff, I'd like to see how you prep them from a print. I don't know if you can see here. I tend to get a lot of scarring that takes a lot of cleanup. I use Chitu box for my supports, and I just auto support them. I tend to set them up where they have a 45-degree tilt backwards, and then I'll do the auto supports, and then break them free pretty much immediately. When I take my models off the build plate, I toss them into the dunk tank full of isopropyl, and then immediately out of the dunk tank, after I let them sit for like, I don't know, 5 minutes or so and just soak. Then I take them out of the dunk tank and break them off the supports very gently. Sometimes the supports require you to snip them. It kind of varies from model to model, and some of them are a nightmare. Like this guy, this Hatchetman, I printed 4 of these and only got 1 of them that didn't break. Maybe a future video? Yeah, I could do that. I could do we could do a stream even about prepping 3D prints. So that could be really fun. Yes, absolutely, Mr. Bill's Cedar Heath. Come to Discord, Bill. Yeah, exactly. We can show you live with interactive answerings. Yeah, the Discord is a great place. There are some really, really talented 3D printer folks. There's some sculptors over there. Excuse me, a bunch of knowledgeable individuals. There's a link in the description down below if you'd like to join up. Plus, you know, if you're part of the meta, if you're part of the Discord community, then you are knowledgeable of the meta jokes in the community. It is a fun place. We do video games and movie nights and voice hangouts after these streams. Just about, shit, I'm just about there. I'm on there just about every night. All right, so next on down. I think this approaching models like this shows why rank painting is really good, though I do think that 12 models is probably approaching the upper limit of what is efficient to paint in a rank painting format. Like, it's really starting to struggle after that. Like, if I were painting Space Marines, I don't think I'd try to do 2 squads at once. I think I'd go for 10 and get it done. Or like Tau, they come in units of 12, I believe. I'd do this set of 12. I'd maybe incorporate the drone as well and just do the 13 models. But I'm also working on a set of 58 Infinity models right now, and trying to like rank paint those starts to feel like a chore. That said, it is far easier to paint 12 mechs in the same color than to paint 2 in wildly different paint schemes in the same project. Who are we listening to right now? Who is this? This is ELFL. Oh, I knew it had to be. I'm doing the same, finding scars are a bit more than I see with other minis. Maybe it's the flat surfaces that magnify it. Yeah, you know, you could always do the hotter trick too when you go to remove your models. I did that with Titania because I needed her to not have surface scarring too bad. So I got a little tub of steaming hot water and soaked the model on the supports in it before breaking it off. It did a great job of softening it. I think your resin choice will help a lot too. I've switched to using this Soraya ABS-like, and it has made a world of difference. Unfortunately, it is double the price of the Anycubic Basic. So I still use the Basic for whatever I can get away with it. If it's like if it's a project where I don't need to handle the model, then it's still fine for that. Or if it's just like a blocky replacement part, I'll still use that. But like all these little fiddly diddly deals, like this crest antenna thing on the Crusader's head, that ABS like helps a lot, and I think it reduces the scarring as well for being a tougher cured material. Alright, does that have total coverage? I think it does. Let's just do a second pass up top. Alright, set this lad down. We're also going, this top-down situation helps because as the ink moves down the model and pools, it'll concentrate on the lower halves. Song is awesome. Unfortunately, Wavesaver didn't do much more like this. Got some bubbles in there. Alright, we're gonna blast this boy with some Agrex Earthshade. What was that? Total of 18 drops we went with to thin it. I'm gonna need to remember that when I put the next batch down. Alright, we're just slathering this on. We're looking for areas of like really intense pooling to avoid that. I try to avoid the pooling on commissions. Whenever I'm painting my own models, I embrace the pooling because I'm going to go back in and reestablish the base coat anyways. But in the case of a commission, I want to, you know, it's a matter of making them look as good as you can for the smallest amount of time investment that you can possibly manage. I cannot imagine trying to like do a commission painting of a display quality piece and actually try to pay myself fairly in hourly wages. What are we at now on these? Not including print and prep time. We're 5 hours in of actual paint time, actual hobby bench time. And that does not include if I include the prep time, that's an additional 2 hours so far. So 7 hours in, and they're like not even halfway done. I'm a longtime printer, both resin and FDM, using the same resin. That's why I asked, because we have a lot of similarities going on. I'll just have to take the time to deal with the nonsense. Yeah, I think Syllogy's models are just kind of they're not super great for printing. They are just like straight up based on the PGI sculpts from MechWarrior 5. So like they're made for video games. They're not made for sculpts. I think you'll see a world of difference if you try out like some of Locust Labs stuff. Like those are made for painting, and they print beautifully. Had good luck with Brian Bonsai stuff as well, though it tends to skew into some of the same problems that the Syllogy work does as well. I wish you would pre-support them. Yeah. I definitely think that figuring out supports is a totally different skill set over sculpting them. Another Nate says, wait, I thought Fiddly Diddly was Bobby Fingers. He may say it. But if you watch a few @Bell videos, he talks about Fiddly Diddly stuff. And he says it just like that. Again, big recommend @Bell. Very fun channel. I haven't seen anything of him recently. I wonder if I need to go hit the bell icon again, or if it just hasn't been any content lately. Oh yes, it's that dirty song. That dirty song. Redeem Pony Lab. Who were those two creators? Are they on My Mini Factory? Locust Labs. I don't know if they're posting on My Mini Factory. I get Locust Labs stuff from their Patreon. I believe there's a free sample on the Patreon page of the Urban Mech. I find it worth it. It's like $10 a month, and you get new stuff every month. And then Brian Bonsai is on. I think Brian Bonsai is on Cults 3D. Mini Hulk Mechs does a good sculpture. Yes, I agree. Pretty sure this is a Mini Hulk Mech. Mech right here. Come out very nice. Printed off very nice. Very minimal support scarring. I've got some scarring up here and like under there, but like very, very minimal. Just like you can kind of tell at a glance when the mechs are like chunkier and the details are kind of exaggerated and enlarged. It's just that any of the stuff based on the video game sculpts are like, those are meant to be seen in a larger scale. So they don't actually print well at all. They look all right. They look recognizable, especially if anyone's played any of the games. But yeah, they print horribly. And it's a shame too, because I think Syllogy is pretty good about like beefing up some of the details. But I also think a fair amount of his work is just straight up rips. Which is fine. You know, it's PGI explicitly allows that. I love this track. Man, Low 5's so good. Oh, is this one of the ones on the BRB screen that we use? Damn it, I've run out of ink and need a few more brushfuls. Hopefully there's enough there. I think there's enough in the brush still. Just about. Come on. I gotta stretch this little bit. Don't make me have to mix a whole new amount for 2 brush strokes here. There we go. We can pick up that pooling and move it. Excellent. Okay. Yet. Got a whole section right here that didn't get any. It didn't get no wash in it. I gotta put a little more wash down. Damn it. I love when this happens. Now I'm gonna have tide marks on this model because I'm gonna have to mix this shit up. I have to mix up a new puddle worth in the middle of working on one. Shame, shame, shame. If there was literally 1 drop more. Literally a single drop more, this wouldn't have been a problem. Ah, yes. Quick. Gotta be kidding me here. Reality is an asshole sometimes. Mix a whole new batch for 1 extra drop's worth on this model. Alright. Let's find a spot for this guy to sit and dry. Alright. Beautiful. On to the next one. This is one of the BRB. Okay, yes. Mechs are looking good. Thank you, Mr. Casey Freak. They are coming along. They're really going to start to pop in the next step, too. Sylogy is also probably the least accurate when it comes to missile tubes, etc. I think, yeah, that's accurate, because he just, like, rips them right out. 90% sure the Hunchback and Catapult are mini Hulk mech sculpts. That actually would make sense. The Hunchback, I really like this Hulk mech version because this is much closer based on the what do you call it? The Catalyst version, and I think it looks a little better, a little more accurate to the original art as compared to the version by Sylogy. I mean, I like the Hunchback in the game, in the tabletop game, but it's, or not the tabletop game, in the video games, but it's not the same. They're both on My Mini Factory and Cults with different models available. Okay, yes. Yes. Locust Labs and Brian Boz, I think. Yeah, Locust Labs is... I will always shill for Locust Labs. Friend of the channel, fantastic sculptor, very, very awesome person. There will be more Locust Labs centric content coming at some point. I have a 15mm mech project that has kind of just gone by the wayside. That will get revisited probably early in the new year, realistically. The production schedule on this channel is it's kind of insane to think about, like all the stuff we try to do versus what actually gets done. Shifting goalposts. I mean, regulars on the channel know what happened with the thanks 1,000 subscribers content. I owe it to y'all to get that, to do that at some point as well. Yes. I just gotta work more. I gotta do more than 50 hours a week on models and editing and whatnot. Is it time to bring in the 70-hour work week? I think yes. Yes is the answer. Yeah, that Hunchback is very close to the CGL one. Yeah, it's great. I want to do a lance of North Storm battle mechs, hunchbacks at some point, and try to do like a corporate paint scheme on them. I did that once with the Cestus 6Y, I think it is, by North Storm. Or no, it's blue something weapons. And I painted up a whole bunch of those. I may have did a stream on them. I can't remember if I did or not. But I painted up a whole bunch and handed them out at a event at Games of Berkeley. Admittedly, I haven't been to GOB in a while, but if you out there find yourself in the Bay Area, on the third Saturday of the month, Games of Berkeley is a great place to play. Shoot me a message. I'll meet you. Then roll some dice, talk Battletech. Maybe even talk Country Fried Minis. I'll even give you a sticker. Alright, awesome. Is coated. It's got some pooling going on that I'm trying to wick off it real quick like. Win Titania again? Found Locust Labs and Mini Hulk, not seeing Brian's Bonsai on oh, it's Bonsai, B-A-N-Z-A-I, Bonsai. And it may be one word as well. Is there a mech you know off the top of your head that he's posted to cults? Trying to think what his mechs are called. Is he the one that he's got like very close naming convention to them? Yeah, and you streamed that one. It was just after Big Hunchy. Yes. That was a fun sculpt. Modifying that one and doing all that stuff. Okay, who is next? We're gonna hit the Black Knight. Yeah, look, that's way better. That first coat with the unthinned Agrax, that was so dark. I think we may also run out of ink again on this lad now that I'm slapping it on there. But it's fine if we do. Where are we sitting at? 30-minute mark? Okay. Excellent. I think it's coming along nicely. We'll do another episode of working on these guys probably Monday night. Honestly, it may just be nothing but paint streams this next week. I've got so much painting that needs to get done that the editing is going to kind of languish a bit, which is fine. I can do all the off-stream edit stuff anyways. I don't know if y'all have noticed, but I have started timing my scene changes to the music beats, and that is, well, it requires me to listen to segments over and 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 over till it fits. And that's not exactly conducive to an entertaining stream. American Mecha Mad Glog 2 is Brian Bonsai and Cults. Yeah, okay, American Mecha. I wasn't sure if he was going with that American Mecha naming convention or not. Thank you, by the way, Slink. Akuma 2. Mad Glog 2. It's funny. All right. Once again, I had to my puddle was 2 drops shy of painting this mech. I love when that happens. No, maybe more than 2 drops this time. Okay. I do love a good paint up. You know, in light of all the painting that has been not happening here on Country Fried Minis lately, it's been actually kind of refreshing to get back to doing work proper. Been a lot of work going on behind the scenes. If y'all aren't aware, I've been pulling some long 10+ hour days painting on a very large commission. I'm slowly posting updates on that one over on Patreon. It is not for channel content, but if you're interested in seeing that, that's something that I offer the patrons, or little glimpses. Working on a Infinity Hak-Islam army that look like they're being illuminated with night vision, with blue night vision. I'll do another update on that tonight, actually. I have some pictures for the patrons. Not that the bonuses are meant to really entice you into giving support, just, you know, it's the support of y'all that makes this possible. But of course, for that, the best support you can do for this channel is show up, see the content, and interact every now and then, whether you're liking, disliking, commenting, unsubscribing, whatever it is. That's what really matters. Besides, it's fun to chat with y'all. Your puddle was not very powerful. No, I'm not very powerful. Imagine clan mech that looks like a double catapult, and Spheroids call it a cat. A double catapult. Like the Viking. The Viking is a cat. I could see that. Slink says, be careful with Brian Bonsai. He does some great looking models, but some have pretty egregious holes that cause failures. Yes, I've encountered that as well. Bill says, thanks another Nate. Your info got me there. Found him in the others. Also discovered a bunch of others as well. I've been locked in on Sylogy stuff and never explored cults for mechs. There is a really useful database on Ragic for finding mech sculpts. I don't think I can just share the link conveniently without going to the other computer. But you know, between that and all the folks in the community, there is a wealth of knowledge to be had on the Country Fried Minis Discord. So if you too, kind viewer, out there catching this after the fact via the algorithm, if you're looking for great 3D print information, consider coming over to the Country Fried Minis Discord and joining up with all the other biscuits over there. We have a good time. Lots of fun stuff. Lots of silly irreverence. Okay, that is another mech. We have 5 left. We're getting there. This is a weak puddle. So I think what we'll do is we'll do the spider next and then refresh this puddle. Dude, I cannot hear this song without thinking of the Marauder video, Painting Time. And then right there comes the little hot dog in the corner. The clans call the Wolverine the Conjurer Inner Sphere. That's funny. Cult's so good, but browsing their site can get confusing. Yeah, and Cult's website is very, very poorly performing. Takes ages to load sometimes. Bill says, I'm drifting back into Battletech. Haven't played it since the late 1980s. And see, that's the beauty, though. Like, unlike some of these other games out there, Warhammer, Battletech is still the game that you played in the late 1980s. And it is here to welcome you with open arms and lots of hit tables. Awesome to hear, though, Bill. Very, very cool that you're finding your way back into it. I think it's really fascinating, this whole, like, Battletech renaissance that's happening. Like, I'm only in my 30s, and I remember, like, my earliest memories of Battletech are from reading my dad's technical readouts when I was a kid, when I was like 5 years old, and thumbing through the pictures and like running through scenarios in my head. Like, I was a kid pretending to be a Warhammer out in the schoolyard, you know? And then I played the DOS games, Crescent Hawk's Inception, Crescent Hawk's Revenge, and the original Mech Warrior. Loaded those up on my grandmother's Windows 3.1 machine. Grinning Idiot on Cult 3D looked at some nice stuff. Haven't tested his stuff yet, but I've been building some Locust variants with his parts. He has meat, which contains different weapons. Oh, I didn't know that came with weapons. Yeah, Grinning Idiot has really good stuff. I used Grinning Idiot's little thing, the little urban mech looking thing, and put it inside my urban mech. Starfleet battles back in the day. I was in the USAF and we had huge weekend games in the door. You know, it's funny. That's not too. You're not the first person in that kind of category. In the Country Fried Minis community. Like, I think it's really awesome to see, like, Battletech seems like a really good genre to kind of transcend your typical nerddom that you'd have of Warhammer games and whatnot. Seeing, like, service folks and jocks and all kinds of people getting into Battletech is kind of amazing. It is something special in the realm of minigaming. Best game. And I love that it's basically a board game. I really love that it's basically a board game. I'm gonna have fun with the models and the lore, and then jump in and play it, and it's like simplified rules, but with a really satisfying complexity. $13 drops of water. Let's mix this up. Trying to avoid getting this in the other colors too much. I'm anti-Warhammer. Warhammers was my, like, foot in the door of wargaming. Like, I still love my Space Marines, but GW kind of lost me with their current, like, their capitalistic bent. One of them, yeah, exactly. But we did Diablo 2 and the Sims LAN parties. Oh, that's funny. That's so funny. Yeah, it's awesome. It's a really, really awesome game. One of the most unifying games out there. Brings people from all slices of life, and I really love seeing that. There is room for whatever you want to do in Battletech. Are you into ostentatious Canopian cat girl, rainbow flag mechs? Go for it. Are you into very milsim, traditionalist, Federated Sons mechs? Go for it. Are you here to commit war crimes as the Capellans? Go for it. I love it. It's all there. There's room for everybody in this game. And I think that's pretty unique in the world of like just gaming in general. I myself, I'm in it for the doofy. I want to bring the silliest mechs I can muster. I love seeing those old like Dwayne Luce artworks, the silly stuff that came out of the TRO 3055. You know, think about like the Ironwind Metals Cauldron-born sculpt that's like an inch tall. Yeah, that kind of stuff. I'm here for the doof. But, you know, mostly I think what does it for me, Battletech, game-wise, historically I lose a lot in tabletop games. I have really bad luck when it comes to dice, and I'm kind of a middling strategist. So those two factors combine, and I generally have a bad time in most war games. But Battletech is so RNG. It's RNG on RNG on RNG on RNG, and something about that factor makes these like fantastic spectacles of games, and that's so awesome. It uniquely equips you to be able to cheer on your opponent as they win. Never did see the appeal in it. I'll do one-page rules for GW anything. I prefer older Warhammer. Like I got I've got the 2nd edition box set here, and then I've got the 3rd edition over there. I think it does really well. To be fair, a lot of veterans are just dorky-ass nerds. It makes sense with things like Battletech. Yeah, that's funny. When I was stationed in the UK, I saw the crazed Zombie World GW and was like, no thank. Oh yeah, I imagine seeing it from that end. You would definitely get a glimpse of the fanatic nature of the GW fanboy, and I think that's honestly GW has like boiled down their model now to just those folks. They are counting on the rabid GW fanboy to eat whatever they send their way, no matter the cost, no matter the anti-consumer practices they have. And I hate to see that, because I love my Space Marines now, don't get me wrong. I picked up Warhammer back in 2001, but I'm not buying their new stuff. I think the last straw for me was 2 editions ago. I bought the rulebook and a codex, and life kind of just got in the way, and I wasn't able to schedule a game, and I missed an entire edition without ever using my $80 worth of books before they changed everything again. Are you here to get the war crimes against the Capellans? A better question. Ah, that's funny. You want to play War Crime Simulator? You're honestly pretty limited in choice. Like, you can only pick any faction ever. Slim pickings for sure, lol. That's so funny. Yeah, I fell in love with Battletech when my Wolverine died turn 2 to a large laser to the head and crit the cockpit, only to turn the tide when my Archer small laser took out a very fresh Cyclops. I love seeing that. Yeah, exactly. Ah, shit. I knocked those over. The whole you must paint units the way the lore says fanboy nonsense was ridiculous over there. Complete turnoff. Yeah. Yeah, and I love that Battletech is like kind of the opposite of that. Like, in that, sure, the factions have parade colors, but if you really want to get down to it, the official paint scheme for mechs in operation is going to be operational camo for whatever theater they're operating in. But at the same time, Battletech is like, paint them however you want. If you want hot pink mechs with black flames on them, why not? You know, it's awesome. Huge plays that make an awesome narrative. Yes, I love it. I had a game, Mr. KZ, somewhat recently, where I took my first Orloff Grenadiers in, and my Bandersnatch got one shot from a tank with a heavy Gauss rifle. It punched right through the armor and hit the LBX-10 ammo, and it exploded. And because it was a case mech, my pilot also died because it didn't auto eject. And then to bounce back from that, I kept jumping. I would jump full speed with this Komodo and alpha strike with all its medium lasers every turn, even though it's like such a bad idea. And that thing was getting so hot and it just never shut down. Slink says, also no WYSIWYG in Battletech. I only have an Alice Mini. Want to play a Locust. It looks like a big Locust to me. The bottle cap sure does look like a Gatto. I do like that. Yeah, I like that a lot. I like that the freedom is there. Though personally, as a Warhammer guy, I love the challenge of making my mechs WYSIWYG. But then again, I'm weird. I tend to I'll build a lance and paint it for a meetup, and then like convert the parts either by like actual kit bashing or digitally doing it. And I think the beauty there is that I'm not forced to do that. Battletech is a hex and standee game with optional minis. Yeah, exactly. Well, shit, even the models themselves are like representational. You could it'd be more accurate to have your mechs to use the Battle Force models to more accurately gauge the size of your mechs. One of my future paint projects is a perfect example. I'm going to paint the legendary Mech Warrior box in their cannon scheme, Natty Kane or Widowmaker, etc. But that's only because I want to. Yeah, exactly. And I almost feel like the freedom to paint them how you want makes it inviting to want to paint in some of their schemes if you find something that looks good. Having their sculpts be their mechs is just something I want to do, but it's never a requirement to paint them that way. Yeah, you're right on it. Part of the way that, honestly, it's color schemes that kind of sell me on mechs. Basically, all right, my process, like I said, I tend to build a lance for upcoming events. So I'll get an idea of like what era we're playing, what our BV is. And I go into Mega Mech and I start putting mechs together. Start putting a lance together. And I'll cross-reference. First I'll dive into the camo colors in Mega Mech, and then like, oh, that's a neat looking color, and then I'll cross-reference that over on camo specs, and then I'll go cross-reference the mechs on master unit list. I do try to keep my lances, you know, reasonable for the faction. I know that it's not like a hard requirement and you could salvage mechs as anybody, but I do like having a thematic lance with the rat table availability. But like, it's cool that all these resources exist and you can cross-reference them and put them together. Very fun. It's fine if you like WYSIWYG. It's nice the community average players isn't fanatical about that being a requirement. Yeah, no, exactly. I won't ever, like, the model that you have on the table isn't your model. The record sheet that's on the side of the table is your model. And yes, I agree, Bill. It's like the whole the fact that it's not a requirement seems to make the whole thing more friendly. And, you know, I have not ever had someone gatekeep me in Battletech. Everybody's like, yes, that's awesome. It's the premier game. And also, like, on the YouTube aspect of it as well, like, for as big as the game is right now, it's a little underrepresented on YouTube. So I'm personally happy that I've kind of fallen into this niche. You know, Country Fried Minis did not start as a Battletech channel at all. It was the unexpected success of the Big Urban Mech video that kind of has cemented this place with the Battletech community. Emery says the 2nd and 4th edition box came with standees. 2nd edition had cut and fold strips, and 4th had punchettes. 3rd had some ugly plastic minis and soft silver plastic. That's actually the mechs I started the game with. Shit, when was that? It's like 2019, maybe? It's like right before COVID. I was kind of getting into Battletech and researching it a little bit and discovered a 2007 3rd edition box on eBay for $67. I was like, done. Oh yeah, like I did the Loner Lances. I painted cannon parade schemes. You know, I thought it'd be cool to do them that way. Mercs though, complete mount. Yeah, exactly. Bill says, I'm intrigued by the blend of Battletech and Alpha Strike rules that Death from Above Gaming came up with that. Anyone try that out? I'm not an Alpha Strike guy myself at all. I appreciate it for what it is. I appreciate that that gives the opportunity to play smaller, faster games. But for me, the crunch, I like the crunch. If I'm going to play skirmish games myself, I'll play Infinity. But, you know, let me be clear that I'm not anti Alpha Strike. It's just not my cup of tea. Slink says if I can get close to the cannon loadout I'm using, I will, but not a requirement. Just cool out. Yeah, exactly. Things like CGL released the Jumping Thunderbolt, which has a different loadout in the 5S. The mini reflects that, which gives the extra value when to buy IMO. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. No point do they restrict you from running it if you don't have the mini. Exactly. Exactly. I love it. Like, alright, if I showed up to game day and my opponent had little pieces of paper that said what mech it was, am I going to say no to them? Absolutely not. Fuck no, let's roll the dice. Heck yes. Is it better with minis? Yes. But that's just because that's the whole point of painting minis. You show up at the games day and you slap your model down and you're like, look what I did. And your friend is like, oh, fuck yeah, that's awesome. And then they slap what they did down and you're like, oh, fuck yeah, that's awesome. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about. But, you know, if you're just there to play the game, you play the game. And I love that. It's so funny. It's not quite models agnostic, but it's kind of models agnostic, you know? And, you know, anecdotally, I have an acquaintance who was like, I kind of don't like Battletech when he played his first game. And then he kept showing up and he kept playing and he tried a few different variants and different scenarios. He's like, this game is awesome. 2 requirements. We need to know what each mech is and preferably what facing is. Other than that, let's blow stuff up. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Plus, you know, are you into historical games? Because then that opens a whole nother level of gaming. You have this like crazily fleshed out world and universe with like, if you want to replicate, I'm in this regiment piloting this machine on this world in this year versus that faction, done. It's there. It exists. Emery made a pan of lasagna with 32 layers and gave 57 slices to people who like baked layer foods. This is the 43rd tray of lasagna that's been given out. Heck yeah. Let's see, can I do this? If I do that. Will this work? I don't remember if it's even a command. You'd think I'd know these things. But I'm not the one who's here to remember the things. Okay, where are we sitting at? 8:56, we're right on the dot. I cannot believe how well the time has gone for this. Of course, as y'all all know, I like to restrict my streams to 3 hours. So getting the wash on this here Hatchet Man is perfect. Looks like we're fast approaching that 9 o'clock mark. I have done longer streams in the past. I do find they help contribute to burnout, so I don't want to get in that habit. I think what we'll do is we're going to put a pin in this project and let these mechs dry. And our next stream on these mechs will be, let's make it Monday. We'll do a Monday stream. If I can get up early enough, we'll do it earlier in the day, make it EU friendly at noon o'clock PST. But if it's not noon, we'll go the regular time, 6 p.m. PST. Just you know, keep an eye out. If you'd like to come and chat more BattleTech and paint along, we'll get some more editing streams going too. I promise the Working with Ironwind Metals video is coming. It is getting worked on. It has been a bit delayed due to some painting requirements with these commissions that need to get done. So unfortunately, it is languishing a bit, but that's nothing new for this channel. Y'all know how long it takes the content to come out. Even Barnes & Noble doesn't care about. Oh, that sucks. Should get them all coated in the wash. Yes, I just finished the last one. So they're all, let's see, can I zoom this camera out? So today we have done all the stripes. We've done all the green striping. We've done all the green striping on these. We've done the wash. The next step that we're going to have to do on these is edge highlighting. So Monday we're going to dive back in. We'll work on the joints. We'll hit them with a little bit of buff. We'll hit them with some buff on the tan parts, and then we'll hit the green sections with the Russian uniform World War II. We'll get those looking nice. We'll think about a cockpit color, and I've also got some bases to do, which aren't printed out yet. But again, this is for a client over on fiverr.com. If you'd like to get your own Black Parade cookie did not launch. Okay, I think the cookies thing, the exclamation point cookie is restricted. I can't remember who has the permissions to do that. Biscuit. I think Biscuit is, everyone can do exclamation point Biscuit and give them out. But yeah, we'll get working on these some more. Again, if you want to check out work by me, check out fiverr.com. That's FIVERR/Thurston Studios. I believe there's a link in the description down below. If you pick up a commission from me, they'll get worked on stream and potentially made into content. There is also you can drop a $100 deposit to ensure that it gets made into a video, and we'll make some content about it. That 100 is to cover the, moving production schedule around. So yeah, if you're interested, check it out. If not, just welcome to the content. Cooking. Yeah, there's a limit. Right here at the end too, Nightbot is letting folks know to come on over to the Country Fried Discord and share your work. If you happen to catch a editing stream where we're working on the videos and you toss whatever you're working on the Discord, we'll pop it up on the big screen and chat about it. Else, I think that's all I got for tonight. I'm gonna hop up, I'm gonna stretch my legs, I'm gonna finish my last cup of coffee, and I'm gonna pop on over to that Discord and hang out with you fine folks, whoever wants to swing by. In any case, I've been Cameron on behalf of Country Fried Minis. This is the Bullshit Corner 2.0. As always, I want y'all to remember to be happy while you're painting and to know that your participation here on Country Fried Minis makes me happy while I'm painting and or editing. Anyhow, pleasure chatting with you folks this evening. Take it easy. I'm going to shut it down. Bye-bye. Tonight's stream has been brought to you by Cafe Bustelo, not a sponsor. Thank y'all so much. Catch you for the next one Monday.
And a double helping of gravy.